What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 27th day of April, and here you are, sitting at about $0.00385 with roughly 10 hours and 30 minutes left in the day. Again, hit that like button. Thank you all for being here. As you've moved higher here, your volume has died off. It's dying off. It's lessening, right? You got about half a day left. There's enough time for some volume to come in. But the difference between this point here and the points that you're at before is that at this point, I thoroughly expect that. I shouldn't say I thoroughly expect. Let's look at the short-term stuff first. But I have a lot more reasons to suspect that we are at a point to top off. Here, let's see, even at a price as low as, it wasn't the absolute low of the day that I was saying this, but let's just pretend it was. Even here, I was saying it's a good time to sell, right? If you made a play based off this breakout move, if you made a play over here waiting for this breakout move, if you made a play over here waiting on it, it's still a good time to sell. Yeah, we probably pump another 15 to 30%. That's what I said, and that if it was me, I would probably hold out because that's just how I am. Monkey see, monkey don't do, though. Do as I say, not as I do, as they say, right? But I did say that it's a good time to sell, just because in the grand aspect of things, from here to here, does it really matter? Like you're in this box from here to here. Sure, you can get that little bit of extra, but over the months to come, as you drop down, as you do see inevitably lower levels here, it's a pretty good time to sell even here. But here we are moving up exactly as I expected we would. I was suspicious. I was still suspicious that these highs here, you had the tweezer top. Look, we were suspicious that this could be the high points. But even in that suspicion, even at the low points, I still said we were going to move up higher. We probably were going to move up higher to this golden ratio zone. We take that all-time high. We take this to the low here. And you're in the golden ratio. You did it. You pierced the veil. And you found resistance. Now you're back down. I want to look at the short-term stuff. There is, still room within this golden ratio zone to expand. We could go higher. Maybe from here, you consolidate a little bit, you come back up and you get a slightly higher high, you form some bearish divergence. Something like you get a higher high there and you get a lower high in your RSI. Something like that could definitely happen. I want to just be clear real quick too before we get too far on with this. Okay, a lot of you are asking me this question, and it to me, it tells me that this is your first cycle. This is your first bear cycle. It's your first bull cycle. This might be even your first project that you've fallen in love with as far as an investment goes. Okay, we've all been there for our first love. And with our first love, we see signs of detachment. We see signs that maybe we shouldn't trust the process, but we don't listen to them anyways. It's our first love, right there. Like that we blind love, blind trust. That's what it is. And that's how it is for a lot of these people who are holding ZBCN. I have a point, okay? The messages that I'm getting when I'm doing the TA, when I'm giving you the reasons for why I think we're bearish, the messages I get in response are, but have you seen the news? but are you even aware of the news? Are you even aware of what's going on? Take the news and shove it where the sun don't shine. The news is not going to help you. You guys heard the term, right? Buy the news, or buy the hype, sell the news. You heard the chart. Have you heard the term, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news? The news that you're waiting for XRP Las Vegas, the news that you're waiting for whatever the announcement is, that will be the point at which you dump off. And you may have already found your top in advance from there. You very well could be slowly kind of meandering your way down, and then by the time XRP Las Vegas happens, boom, that's whenever the actual commencement happens. It's so obvious that we're at a topping point. And I get so much hate for it, man. I get a lot of hate for it. I feel more hate here than I did back here, but there was still a lot of hate back here. But you know me now, man. You know me now. And I even said back here, I was like, yeah, we kind of made a mess of this. We were bullish. I was bullish. We kind of made a mess of this, but I don't think it's a good time to panic sell. I think if you wait, there will be an opportunity where you can sell for either slight gains, slight losses, or neutral. This is that point. If any of you have bought over the last year or so and you've been DCAing, you're literally in the heart of this zone. This is the point at which it's time to de-risk. The thing is, there's more incentive now because of what we've done. There's more incentive now to de-risk than there was back here when we were potentially at a bull market, back here when we were potentially at a bull market. There's more incentive now. And the smart money will probably do that, but I digress. Let's get into the TA. I'm not trying to talk smack. We're at the golden ratio, guys. Enough said. We could go home with that. But let's do the 1 hour stuff and then we'll zoom out, okay? 1 hour time frame here. I don't know, man. You're pushing higher. Volume's dying down. Doesn't look right to me. Doesn't look good. I wouldn't feel comfortable with this. This would scare me. Not to mention we're taking on a bit of what looks to be maybe an M shape here with this formation. We'll see. You still could push a little bit higher, but just a little bit. In fact, hold on. Before we continue on, I want to put a line on here real quick just so we have it. Let's see. From a high to a low, I want to put a line right here at the top end of this golden ratio zone. There we go. 1 hour time frame now. Getting here. Okay. You know, if we were to push higher, that might be the extent of it. But at this point in time, just with the way it looks, if we push higher, it might be like a slightly higher high. Something like that. I mean, we're getting volume in right now, and we're not doing anything, man. This is not a good look, guys. This might be a good time to go short. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Low leverage, because what if you do pump? What if you did like 5x leverage here, and this thing pumps 13%? You're boned. You know, like low leverage, like 2x, 3x leverage, maybe tight stop losses. I don't know. Maybe go short once you get below this low. That would be less risky technically. But anyways, probably stay away from shorts. Probably stay away from longs. Stay away from trading. Take profits. This is a good time to take profits, if anything. That's more what I'd like to advocate for. 1 hour RSI. It looks bullish. It looks bullish. It's not bearish. You had your downtrend, and you broke out of your downtrend like we expected you would. You know, back here I remember saying I think that we're going to come up and break out of this. Maybe we come down a little bit more, but then we break out of it. But we were expecting that you break out. Not only did you break out, but you're back testing it for support. Beautiful. Looks great. Bouncing off the 50. I love it. Come up a little bit more. Form some bearish divergence. See a slightly higher high. Makes sense. I was so ready to call this the high. I don't think we're there yet. I'm gonna try to be real pinpoint with this one. Just to remind the haters who their daddy is. Stochastics, and a lot of you haters are gonna turn into lovers. You're gonna be like, man, you were right. This all happened before. You're gonna say, man, you were right. I'm sorry. I threw so much shade. I just really wanted to see the price pump. I had a lot of money in there. You know, I've gotten all these comments. A lot of you haters aren't going to come around and say that because you got no balls. But some of you with more character than the low level ones, you'll come around and we'll be friends afterwards. We'll be friends. I hope I'm wrong. I know I sound cocky and arrogant right now. I'm not being cocky or arrogant. I've just done this for 10.5 years. I've seen this happen before, okay? I've been a part of what's going on with a lot of the Zebecian mentality right now. There's some of you Zebecians who think the price is going to go up, but you don't hate me, and you're probably tired of me talking about this stuff. I get it. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope it just pumps. I hope that, man, this becomes a meme. You get to just like put me in a GIF or a GIF or whatever it's called, and Zebec's going to dump. It's going to go to new all-time lows. Meanwhile, Zebec's up like 10x from here. I hope that happens. I genuinely hope that happens. Because then more people are making money. I don't want to see people lose money. But that's why I'm so adamant about saying take profits. Take profits. Please. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but please just consider what sell the news events mean. Consider where we are in the all-time high to the low aspect. Consider the fact that volume's dying off. Consider the fact that on a weekly perspective, there's no volume at all on what should be a breakout of this overall downward sloping trend. You guys, the writing is on the wall and it's smeared in shit. It literally stinks. It's so obvious. But whatever. We'll get there when we get there. You're crossing up right now. Bearish divergence could be forming on the MACD. Bearish divergence could be forming on the RSI. Let's move on to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour RSI doesn't look good. I mean, you look good. You look good overall. You look good overall. But this waning, it's a little bit of bearish divergence. The volume's waning too, guys. It's not a good look. The MACD doesn't have bearish divergence. A little bit with the oscillators, I guess, if anything. The stochastics do as well. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if we did see maybe a slightly higher high. You get right above 004. That psychological level breaks. and so does your patience, and you just FOMO the top, whoever you are. And then we dump down daily time frame here, RSI. I mean, man, today could bring in the high. If today closes here or lower, we will have bearish divergence on the daily time frame. But if we close here or around here, we're going to have a bit of a double top as well. It's pretty bearish. The MACD looks very bullish for what it's worth. More bullish than it has in a very long time. But you've also you crossed above the zero back at the end of March here. You've been above this zero moving up for a while. I think you're at the end of your ropes, man. I do. And the main reason for this, there's two main points of contact for me. One, you're above this line, and we did say down here that you probably find resistance just above this line. Everybody's going to get maximum bullish at the top, FOMOing at the top. There's going to be good news at the top. Everything's happening exactly as forecasted, but people want to laugh at me. That's okay. From a high here to a low here, right in the golden ratio zone. And so it was written, and so it shall be. I'll see you on the next one. Hit that like button, subscribe. If you don't like this message, I already know what you're going to say. But say it anyways. Leave it in the comments. Go ahead. Boost the algorithm. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.